welcome back to another video, and due to the high request from my last deck profile, we have the combo tutorial and a couple replays of the deck for you guys today. This is my CYBERDARK Cyber Dragon deck, and I'll be showing you guys some combos with the brand new CYBERDARK cards in the structure deck. So without further ado, be sure to smash down and comment down below what you guys think of the deck, and of course subscribe to the channel. It is completely free, and I will appreciate it a ton. And yeah, let's get right into the video. This deck is really cool, and let me show why. So ordinarily, this would not be the best hand. You just have a core and any other Cyber Dragon monster, and then just a Spotter Trap discard. It's not that good. And why? Because usually in Cyber Dragons, this would only end on not a really good board, because you don't really have enough to start playing over here. But with the new CYBERDARK cards, you can actually do something pretty cool. This is if we're going first, and obviously if we're going second, we can do a lot of stuff like this too. We start by normal summoning the core, triggering the effect of core to add CYBERDARK Realm, the brand new card from the structure deck. Over here, we activate the Realm, and when Realm is activated, you can actually add a CYBERDARK monster from your deck to your hand. And so with that, we search our CYBERDARK Chimera. Now with Chimera, we will use the effect of Realm to gain an additional normal summon to normal summon out the Chimera, and then trigger the Chimera effect, discarding a Spotter Trap to add Power Bond directly from our deck to our hand. Over here, we will be going into Al Mirage with the Link 1 and activating Power Bond. And basically, Chimera has another effect, which is if you're fusion summoning, you can banish the monsters from your graveyard as well as a material, which is really cool. So we send Cyber Dragon from her hand to the grave, and then also banish the core from her graveyard for the fusion summon of Power Bond. Over here, we can actually make Rampage, and then Rampage effect will send us a Hers along with a Stardust Synchron, which is really cool. Triggering Hers effect, we get to add Cyber Dragon directly from the deck. And now for all of you guys who are unfamiliar with this card is really cool in Cyber Dragon. Basically, you can tribute a monster and special summon it, but banish it when it leaves the field. And it's a light machine, so you can send it with Rampage. Triggering effect of Synchron, you will tribute your Chimera, bringing it out over here, and then you banish it and synchro off with our level 5 Rampage and make our virtual world Shen off of one core and literally random cards that are bricks, essentially. Shen is a really good card to be ending on here. Along with that Al Mirage to protect it, it is really cool. If you use the Al Mirage effect also, it's great. And you realize it's just a really good resourceful play Cyber Dragons. And with Shen especially, this card is absolutely incredible because it's a macrocosmos, and this card is very underrated on how many decks it can impact. Without further ado, let's head on to combo number 2. Alright guys, so let's do it. On to combo number 2, we have Core Machine Dupe over here, and this is assuming we are going first. So once again, obviously going second, this hand is incredible, but going first, this is also really cool, and let me show you guys why. So we start off over here, normal summoning the Cyber Dragon Core, and adding, once again, our CYBERDARK Realm. I just want to make a quick note, this time, after this combo, we will be hopping into some duels, so stay tuned for that, but adding CYBERDARK Realm. Next, we activate Machine Duplication, targeting the core, bringing out 2 Cyber Dragons directly from the deck. Linking one into Al Mirage, we can overlay both the Cyber Dragons to make Cyber Dragon Nova, and then triggering the Nova effect, detaching material to revive the Cyber Dragon from our graveyard. Over here, we overlay into Infinity and activate CYBERDARK Realm, discarding the Imp, or adding the Chimera, I'm skipping ahead here, and then using the effect for the additional normal summoning Chimera, using the effect to discard, and then search for a Power Bond. Next up, we activate Power Bond, and that allows us to banish the core from the graveyard using the Chimera effect, and obviously send Cyber Dragon to grave. I'm not sure why I banished it here, but hey, that's fine. We make our Rampage, obviously, and then Rampage effect, we will be sending once again 2 more cards, this time core for resources and Synchron, because you want to have core for follow-up. And then we trigger Synchron effect, tributing the Chimera once again, and then we banish the Synchro, and we make Shen once again. So this time we have Infinity Shen, which is a really powerful board, and this is just a 2-card combo over here. And this is incredibly consistent. You can do this with a ton of different hands, and going first play like this is very nice. And one of the best parts, you don't even have to run 3 bricks in the deck for like a card like Dragoon. It's just a really powerful combo. And with that, let's head into some duels over here. I'll show you guys some really cool things, and without further ado, let's do it. Alright, on to duel number 1. We have a pretty interesting hand over here. We have 1 emergency along with the Realm, which is really cool, and then just a ton of hand traps and a Jesus Cure. So this is really cool. But yeah, let me show you guys what I'm doing. We ended up playing against Dark Magician over here. He starts off with Dark Magical Circle. Obviously, I let that go through. This lets him stack the top 3 cards of his deck, so he goes into that and then stacks that in that order. Normal summoning Magician's Rod. I have an option over here to imperm the Rod, but I decided to keep the imperm in hand, so you have a discard for the CYBERDARK in the next turn in case we don't draw a Spotter Trap, so I do keep the imperm in hand over here for that. Doing that, he searches navigation, which is a very good card, sets 4 over here, which is just really good, and passes turn. We top deck Ash, which should deal with his navigation, so this hand shouldn't be able to do too much. But without further ado, let me show you guys why it actually can. We start with emergency over here, searching the one and only, yeah, you guessed it, CyberDark core. Next up, we normal summon the core effect, searching our cyber repair plant. Over here, we link one into Salamander Almirage and activate Repair Plant to search. We add a Cyber Dragon Man Nasher. Now, what I want to note about this deck is that you want to keep the CyberDark cards for as long as possible in your hand to keep them protected from interruption. So you're just trying to bait everything out with the Cyber Dragon and then make Rampage with the CyberDarks and then kill them that way, which is a very key principle in this deck, in my opinion. Over here, we actually activate the CyberDark realm because we don't really have that much more plays. Searching Chimera, we normal summon the Chimera using the effect. Discard Imperm, searching Power Bond. Next up, we actually discard our Phantasmic to special summon the Nasher from our hand. And then we make our Predaplant Verte Anaconda, which is really cool because we didn't revive anything from the grave. We are not locked into machine with Nasher. So we make Anaconda over here, activate Power Bond, and we are allowed to banish 2 from the grave to make our Rampage on summon effective Rampage to pop both of his spells and traps over here, which are the Eternal Soul and a Soul Servant, which are both very good cards. And he actually admits defeat over here. Let's see what he had. Also, Crossout Designator and Magician's Navigation. So he had the Out to Ash with Crossout, but that's not it, because I went a bit after to show you guys what we could have kept on doing. Over here, so we pop these 2. Rampage effect will send us from our deck to the grave. 1 Stardust Synchron and 1 Cyber Dragon Hers. Hers effect will search us as Cyber Dragon for the Easy Plus, and then we can trigger effect of Synchron, tributing the Anaconda, reviving it from the graveyard, and then we actually Synchro into our Draco Berserker. But then we also have an alternative thing we can do over here. We can actually also use effective Anaconda. And, yeah, we can send either Cyberload Fusion or any of that to make a second. If we send the Cyberload Fusion, we can make a second copy of Rampage. And then Rampage can pop the other 2 back row to be extra safe. And then we have 2 back row, just 2 Rampages, which are very powerful with an Ash for follow-up, which is very, very nice. And it will, it's a lot of damage. And that's basically it for this duel. Let's hop into the final game over here. The final game is really, really cool, and I'm going to show you guys why. Alright, final game over here, we have us, and we actually ended up playing it against Dogmatica. I don't know what, honestly, but he starts off with a pretty cool Ninja Servant. We have a solid hand over here, Hers, Soldier, Machine Dupe, Emergency, and Claw, which is very good. Ninja Servant, obviously, he's sending App Clone over here, and then searching Ecclesia. For some reason, he didn't trigger the App Clone, maybe he had Schism in hand, I am not too sure. Normal summoning the Ecclesia, he uses effect to search for the Fleur-de-Lis. And then over here, he just sets 2 cards and passes turn. In the end phase, I think he just, misclicked on App Clone, so I don't know why. Our turn, we top deck an Ash, which is, a bit too late, but that's cool. Our hand is absolutely crazy. Let's start off by discarding the Hearse to summon Soldier. We're trying to bait out as much stuff as possible before going into our main engine pieces, which will be these 3 cards. Chainlink 1 effective Soldier, Chainlink 2 Hers. He goes called by banishing our Hers so you don't get the search, which is unfortunate. Our Soldier resolves over here. Soldier will search as another copy of itself. Now, assuming that this is a Schism face down, which I now know it isn't because it's an El Shaddai fusion, he actually can't even make Winda because he doesn't have another Dark, which is cool. So I wasn't afraid of that, but he does obviously have El Shaddai fusion, so he might have materials in hand or something. But even if he does, we do have the out for it, and I'll show you guys why. We activate Emergency over here, and then Emergency searches us our Cyber Dragon core. And now core is an out to window because we can normal summon the core, and then we get to search our Cyber Load Fusion. And in case they go effect of the Schism, we go chain effective Cyberload Fusion summon, and then we get to have an extra summon after the Chimera attack, and that's more than enough. Machine Dupe on core over here, he lets it go through, and then he actually quits because obviously this is game, but I want to show you guys what this deck can do. So we make 2 more Cyber Dragons. We now link off to making Seeger, overlaying both of those and making the Nova. We still haven't even used the CyberDark cards. Nova effect over here, or not yet actually, my bad, I forgot. I made Infinity over here to try and play around the cards, very specific cards, I don't know. But the thing is, I feel like Infinity is a lot better because it really is not necessary for me to do this. Also, I didn't want to play into his Fleur-de-Lis, so yeah, we go effective Infinity to attach the Ecclesia over here. If he chain Fleur-de-Lis, would just negate with Infinity. Next up, so the Ecclesia is now attached to Infinity as material. We go effective Claw in hand. Claw will search us our realm, and then we activate the realm, searching us our one and only Chimera, and then we can actually use effective realm to normal summon the Chimera, effective Chimera, discarding the Cyberload we searched. Notice how we didn't use it because we needed a spell or trap to discard, searching Power Bond. Now, if you look in our grave, we actually have exactly a Cyber Dragon and a core, so we go effective Power Bond over here, banishing 2 to make the one and only Rampage. Rampage effect on summon will pop our opponent's back row, so now our opponent has an empty board because we took control of their Ecclesia, and then we pop their back row, and then we can use effect of Rampage over here, sending 2. And then, actually, what's really cool is that there's 22,600 damage on board right now. And let me explain why. 2,900 from Infinity, 800 from Chimera, and then in battle phase we go Seeger effect, boosting the Rampage by 21. But if you guys forgot, he was summoned with Power Bond, so Rampage is actually at 4,200 attack and can attack 3 times. After Seeger, it will be at 6,300 attack and can attack 3 times, and all that combined is over 22,000 damage, which is absolutely crazy. An alternative ending you can do is actually go effect of Synchro, contributing the Synchro and then banishing it, and that to make our Draco Berserker Vitani, though this isn't necessary because 22,000 damage is a lot. And then also a third alternative, somehow you didn't manage to kill them, even though you have all of these resources, you can actually still go effect and then Synchro into Shenshen in turn 2. And that's basically it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. This was my take on the deck, and I think it's absolutely crazy. The deck profile will be linked in the description and down below, so be sure to check that out. Smash the like button, comment down below what you guys think of the deck. Of course, subscribe to the channel, completely free, and I will appreciate it a ton. Of course, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Alright guys, peace.